Shane, you good? All right.
Are y'all ready?
Statement and get into questions.
Okay, obviously disappointing job on offense the other night. I mean, some of the same things on the road, happened again. I mean, we were really focused on getting off to a better start. We did put some drives together, got in the red zone, couldn't finish points right there, and that was the same thing. So we got to do a better job this week, obviously getting off to a better start, finding ways to get more points on the board, especially early in the game with that, so we're not playing catch up. One of the bright spots, obviously, Deuce Robinson going over 1,000 yards. I mean, it was huge. He is one of the better receivers in all of college football. And Tommy being the quarterback with him, I think that's a plus both with them. But bottom line this week, going to the Swamp, obviously playing a rival. We got to find a way to generate points. We've got to get off to a good start, and that's what we'll be focused on. Questions?
Brendan?
You guys tried to simplify things for being a road game, and I guess what did that include? What did simplifying include, and what did you like about what worked with that, and what maybe didn't?
Well, I mean, I think it doesn't, like we had some close plays, but we weren't able to capitalize. So if you're the coordinator, you got to find ways. Bottom line is we got to score points, okay? And there were some things I think we did better early and all that, but we couldn't get in the end zone. But we got to get off to a good start. You look at all the road games, even Virginia. We got down 14-0, and we tried to play it. Now we did a good job of coming back and getting in it. We didn't finish at the end of the game, but we got to figure out a way, and that's my job to do that.
Ira?
On some of the passes that they, like you said, the close passes, it looked like, I don't know if Tommy's throwing later or not accurately enough, but they were able to recover and make plays on the ball. Where's the breakdown?
Yeah, there's a fine line. There's a fine line. We've been really good at the deep ball. I think, probably one of the better deep ball teams in the country. Bottom line is we got to figure out a way, whether it's coming back to the ball, leading them a little bit more to the field, the little things. There was about 3 plays early in that game that, when we're playing home, we've made those, and we got to figure out a way on the road. We got to figure out a way to do that.
Was Javon fine? We saw he had the Javon Boggs. Was he fine after the on-field issue at the end of the game?
Yeah. He was out there practicing today. That was a scary deal, obviously, right there. But he was out there practicing today, and it was really good to get him back. He wasn't completely 100%, but in fall camp and spring, I mean, he was one of our go-to guys, and so to get him back, and hopefully he'll be a little more healthier this week than he was last week. And then Lewayne is another guy that got off to a really good start. He's really coming on now that he's been healthier, and obviously, he got knocked out of the game, but, it'd be great to get him back this week too, and, get all of our guys out there.
Ira?
You guys had some substitution and procedure issues and things like that. That didn't seem like it had been a huge problem.
No, it hadn't. We had one substitution problem on one of our plays. We wanted a specific guy in. We got him in too late. It was really rushed. Had to call a timeout. I mean, I've got to do a better job, with that. And then a really uncharacteristic motion penalty on one of our fire alarms for one of our older guys that really we hadn't done all year also. But bottom line is we can't have the self-inflicted wounds. We had some self-inflicted wounds, and that's unfortunate. And I got to figure out a way to correct that.
Aswan?
I think Squirrel hasn't had a reception for positive yardage since the Virginia game. What's going on with the fit there with him in the system right now?
Well, I don't know if it's a fitness system, and there's been some things, whether he's got a cast on or different things like that. There was a couple opportunities that, were close, but, like I said, he's a guy that, he may get his moment, this week. He can flat out run. I think he is healthier than he was, and, so he's just waiting on his moment.
Corey?
How much are you guys just missing big plays on the road? Like that seems like that's what's missing almost more than anything.
Yeah.
It's just you're driving the ball,
Yeah.
but the big play ability just isn't there. And why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. You're exactly right. When we're at our best, we're hitting the big plays. That's when we get touchdowns, and I think y'all seen it enough of it this year. There is, some teams play a little bit looser to take away the big plays. We tried to throw a couple, it didn't work out early. Then they back up a little bit and they make you run the ball. So it's a combination, but schematically, I've got to do a better job of creating those types. And really, some games play out different ways. You've got an idea going into the game, and you can be a little more aggressive, then they play you a little different. You got to adjust, but the bottom line is I got to find a way for our guys to make the explosive plays. You've seen us, we make explosive plays. We're as good as any team in the country offensively. When we don't, it's kind of one of those fine line deals. So where everything has to be online and almost perfect for us to get it done. So that'll be a big focus this week too.
Brendan?
I think Tommy is currently the leading rusher, and you have maybe 4 or 5 guys with over 200 rushing yards. Is that optimal to have that?
No, I mean,
or would you prefer? To
no,
have
you look
that
at my
same-
history, I've always had 1 or 2 guys, you know, the way this thing has unplayed, we've had some injuries, I think everybody's seen that. We had Sam come on, and man, he really did some good things. He got banged up, so it's been like running back by committee. I've not had that a whole lot in my career, but that's just where we're at right now. And we're trying to play to our guys' strengths. You know, Gavin's been our most consistent guy, and he ran the ball really hard the other night. He plays without the ball extremely well. We got Roy Dell back, and you know, he's starting to get healthier too. So, but yeah, that's not the norm for me in the past.
The results haven't been very good for Florida, but defensively from a personnel standpoint, I mean, how impressive are they physically?
Yeah, I mean, they've got real guys. I mean, they got real players, and you know, we know that we're going to get their best, and you know, so we're going to have to earn it. That's what I told you guys. We're going to have to earn it. I mean, they got the personnel that can play with anybody when they decide to play, and I know we're going to get their best, so we got to earn everything.
Liam?
Kind of following up on the running back by committee part, but how difficult is that for your game plan? Because you like to just kind of run that football. How difficult can it be when you have to?
Well, I think as a coach, you know, I'm an old high school coach. I mean, you're used to adjusting. You take what you got, and you have your guys. We know our guys' strengths. We know some of their weaknesses. I try to play to our guys' strengths. I mean, so that's really what we're doing, and we substitute a little bit more probably than we have in the past, but that's just playing to our guys' strengths, and so that's what we're doing.
Corey?
You've been around him now for, I guess 10 months, I think. Kevin Sperry, I know he hasn't played much, but you see him every day in practice. Is he a guy that you could see, you've been doing this a long time, is he ready to be a, I don't know, Division I starting quarterback very, very soon?
Yeah, I think with the information we have, you know, I'll take you back some things I talked about, like in spring, like he didn't look like a true freshman. I mean, like he made some wow plays with his feet, with his arm. Things are natural to him. He did the same thing in fall camp, and it's very important to him. So there's no doubt he's got the skill set to be a starting quarterback in Division I, and he'll just have to keep working all that, but I think his future is very bright.
Brendan?
Asking, I know it's still in season, but I'm not sure when we'll be able to ask you in the next few weeks. Is your intent to return here next season? Have you talked to Coach Norvell?
Yeah, I mean, my intent is to help us get bowl eligible and win this game, and that's exactly what my focus is.
You, the school announced today, I know you focus on your side of the ball, but the school announced today that Coach Norvell is definitely coming back next season. Have you sensed anything with the players in terms of that uncertainty? Would that be helpful to them, or have they not really discussed?
Well, first of all, our players love Coach Norvell, and I think anything like that helps team, helps finish and all that, and so I expect that to be a positive.
Corey?
Yeah, I was kind of just gonna follow up on that. Could there be like a sense of like, I don't know if relief is the right word, but take some of the pressure off? That they're not, even in their own minds, they might feel like they're playing for their coach's job. Will their
Well, I
coach
mean, I
have-
think that's fair to say. I mean, if you ask some of our leaders, they could probably answer that better, but, you know, I think, you know, like I said, our players love Mike, and he's earned that respect, and so that could very well be the case, and hopefully it will be, and our guys will be able to play a little more free.
Go to Aslan for the last one.
How has this season, taking a step back and being an offensive coordinator, affected the way you kind of look at the future and how you determine the way you want to look at the future?
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, I mean, I came here to try to help this place win a national championship. I mean, that's really the goal for me, and obviously there's been some ups and downs, there's been some really good things, there's been some tough things, but I'll just say from my standpoint, you know, with our offensive players, I told them the other night, man, I really appreciate those guys. We put together an offense out of 11 new starters, and we really didn't get this thing going until fall camp, and those guys have done everything we've asked. And, you know, so that's been the fun part for me, is just that relationship. I'm an old high school coach, and man, just that relationship, having a dream and having the ups and downs and the adversity and everything that goes with it. And our guys have answered the bell. Like I said, I mean, disappointed we didn't score more points. You know, that's probably the thing that's hurting me the most. I've got to figure that out before this week, but I really feel strong that our guys are going to be ready to play and have a chance to break through, you know, our road problems.
Okay, thanks, Coach.